Hello, my treasures. I'm back at it again with a Miracle Druid. This is a deck that I covered at the beginning of Festival of Legends since we got Solar Eclipse back into rotation. However, now we have a mana cheat, which was the main problem the deck had before, where you needed something to discount some of your key combo pieces, and Lifebinder's Gift, even easier than before. The general idea is to use a bunch of the neutral spell damaging minions, let them all die, use Unending Swarm to revive them all, then finish off your opponent with a combination of Moonbeams and Solar Eclipses. Now, for the Mulligan guide of the deck, you are going to be looking for any of your spell damaging minions, as you want to get them into the pool as quickly as possible. Outside of this, you are going to be looking for draw power cards, such as the new Embrace of Nature, that will allow you to draw into either the Lifebinder's Gift, Barrel Rage, or Nourish, all of which are incredibly powerful. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Priest. Let's see what they have in store for us. Oh, let's just keep Thalios. I actually almost considered cutting out some of the additional spell damaging minions and then just having to rely more on a Solar Eclipse or Queen Azshara into Unending Swarm. So we would have a little bit of additional room to fit maybe something like, I don't know, the Mishmash Mosher plus a Fanboy or something just for additional survivability. But I'm also seeing this is a very early game because I no longer was using Disposed Evidence in the final version. And and I don't think I'm going to catch destroying it early on. Ended up replacing Evidence with Embrace of Nature just because it felt a little bit more consistent and it was a little bit more draw power. I think this was the game that I randomly generated one of those, and I was like, man, this feels really, really nice. And then I'm like, what could I get out or rid of? And Disposed Evidence just made the most sense.
We've created a temporal.
Did they have the coin too? Or did it? Huh? I mean, that's a little bit of a waste, but I don't mind seeing it. Wrath is fun. Yeah, Wrath could be really, really fun. Gets rid of the Automaton, so we don't have to deal with it. I don't mind leaving the 3-2 alive. I know we're technically taking more damage by leaving it up, but if we don't have the Automatons online, they won't scale quickly. I mean, they'll scale. It just, each one won't scale, and that's such a frustrating little combo. It's also probably why Automaton would maybe be better than Freebird, like the deck that I put out, but Freebird's just a lot more funny, and you get instant gratification by being able to just slam it into your opponent's face. And if you're wondering why I don't run Living Roots in this deck, it's because it clogs up the pool of Unending Swarm most of the time. I get it, it's an R1 cost card that could easily scale up spell damage, and but I rather have one natural causes in the deck instead. Like, it doesn't matter 90% of the time, but I'd rather have that one just in case. Let's use Aquatic Form. Grabbing the Aquatic Form. Probably should have actually went for the minion, to be honest there. Or even the other Solar Eclipse. Because if we had went for the minion, then it's really hard. Sometimes in this deck, you want to go for something, but it's not always the best choice. Like, I love the mana discount we just did to our hands, as we're all spells. Oh, there's the Unending Swarm number 2. I'm just going to revive these two. It allows us to draw an additional card, and then it makes the next Unending Swarm revive 4 instead of 2, which is always great. I always love being able to do that. I don't really mind if they buff up anything here. Use Feral Rage. Draw a few cards. Come on, come on, come on. Something good. The Rainbow Scale is actually pretty decent. We don't have enough damage for the Colossus. I'm also trying to minimize the amount of damage that we need to do to their face. But at the same time, they're just going to attack, which means it doesn't even matter. We probably should have went after the 3-5 and just got rid of it last turn. That's a little bit of a mistake, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. Everlasting, that doesn't really do much. Okay, now we have 5 in the revive pool. That's actually pretty decent. I'm trying to think of exactly what we're missing. We're going to want to grab the 2 nature spells. We all... Ooh, Forge of Nature, or Embrace of Nature. Yeah, Forge of Nature. It's the same thing. Like, we're forging it up here. All right, we can Nourish, draw 3. Come on, Moonbeam, that's perfect. Second Nourish we don't really necessarily need. Then let's minimize the damage that we're going to take. I really, really wish that had killed the Colossus, but it is what it is. I guess it would it. Yeah, never mind. It might have never done it anyways. So they have 8 damage on board. In hand, we have... Oh, Almond Thule. In any other matchup, I think Almond Thule would be really, really good. Actually, even in this matchup, Almond Thule could be good. I'm actually shocked of how well Almond Thule feels. Like, if I had to choose between those 2 7-cost minions, I would almost always want to run Almond Thule now. I get Blackwater Behemoth is also kind of a survivability tool, but Almond Thule is just so much better. Just way more flexible. If you have something that you need to copy, great. Sure, you can't copy another Almond Thule off of Almond Thule, so you can't go infinite, but you could, in theory, copy Raw Din, maybe. How do we want to do this? What is the math? I think we swarm. That's 5. Then slam one of these down. This is up to 7, so that... that's almost lethal just right there. And wham bam, unnatural causes is their end. Okay, time for a game against Mage. Okay, so Geomancer is good. Moonbeam, we don't really need either. Queen Azshara is interesting. Blood Mage isn't bad. Let's grab Embrace of Nature, and then just slam this down. Well, I mean, we did need it gone, so I'm not really too sad about them getting rid of our Cobalt. I'm always curious of what other people are thinking when they see us running this deck, because it's a lot of minions that not a lot of people are normally running, for good reason. Don't get me wrong. Pretty good reason why people don't run some of these cards. We do kind of want to get rid of the 1-3 next turn, so we might actually just Feral Rage into the 1-3. I don't want them to get too much armor. That's the main problem here. Like, if they get too much armor, we're kind of screwed. And if they have solid alibi, that also doesn't help. This way we can armor up and such too. Like, we're not in the worst position. I still don't know what technically they're playing. I'm assuming they're playing multi-school of magic mage. I don't know what you want to call that deck at this point. Like, I get multiple tribes is called menagerie, but what is multiple schools of magic called? If you get what I'm saying. Yeah, objecting the rainbow skill. Keeping the blood mage is actually probably better in the long run because it lets us draw. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Well, that's 2 minions out of our pool for Unending Swarm. Okay, how are we going to do this game? Oh, hey. As much as I love seeing you Rainbow Scale, let's actually... Never mind, let's just put it down and then armor up. I don't know, man. This is going to be a hard game to actually win at this point. There's ways to do it, though, I think. Like, if we get an Unending Swarm off of Queen Azshara, we'll probably be in a safe position. Doesn't change how I don't like it, though. Of course we drew that into the turn after I wasted. I wasted it so bad. It's Cold Case. Natural causes. Goody. Let's draw 2 cards. Oh, Nourish is actually pretty decent. I think I almost considered using Spread the Word number 2 there. I don't think it's worth it, is the problem. And we probably are going to draw cards off of Nourish. I just wish we had a little bit of additional room. The problem is you don't want to run a 40 card deck because if you run 40 cards, you're not going to consistently draw into everything. Actually, I don't know. Maybe there is enough targeted draw power that you could easily survive along enough to use a 40 card version because Renethal isn't a 2-cost minion, so it wouldn't be in the pool. I don't know, maybe that's something to try out. Next set, when we revisit this idea again, because you know Blizzard will accidentally give this deck some additional support next set. It feels weirdly consistent that we keep getting accidental support for it each set. We got some in March of the Lich King, which is what made this deck even exist. What did we get? Oh, Festival of Legends. We didn't technically get anything, but we did get back in rotation Solar Eclipse, which is great for us. All right, let's discount everything. We could even discount it even further, but I don't think that's needed. We do kind of need an Unending Swarm. I get we only have like 2 minions in the pool, but there might be a way for us to still do it well. This also might be a game where I'm still using Freya, so we can, in theory, copy our hand at some point. This deck evolved, a little bit. Me playtesting it. Not as much as you would expect, but it still evolved a little bit. We really should have went for Moonbeam if we don't go for Moonbeam here. Actually, never mind. That works too. Because this is going to be 2 additional spells. Everything is discounted. But then this draws into Nourish number 2, which actually isn't bad. And I miscalculated here, like I always do. Oh no. I thought I had 5 mana instead of 4. I mean, at least we get 1 minion off the board. Alright, so we have what? A few Unending Swarms in the deck. We have 5 cards. 2 of them is Unending Swarm. I think we've seen our entire spell damaging minion pool. I could be wrong about that. Just need a swarm. That's all we need. Just 1 swarm. Because we can... I have to calculate this right. Come on, swarm. Come on, don't have the 4 damage, please. Please don't have the 4 damage. I know there's so many ways for you to get to 4 damage here, but please don't get to it. Damage closer. Come on, swarm. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. This revives 4, right? No, it revives 6. Oh, that changes everything. Oh, let's go. Okay, temporary game against Death Knight. Probably going to be Plagues because that's the only Death Knight deck existing right now. Let's get rid of everything here. Innovate is actually a card that may or may not be or should be in the deck. There are a few turns where it does actually help you put a little bit of extra damage out. Maybe replacing it with something like Rake would be better. Though it is Plague. It's actually cool that Unholy finally got their first weapon. I will say that, though. Read the word. Next turn, that's good. We can put this down. Hopefully they'll attack into it or even just ping it with their hero power. Mosh Pit. Okay. Right. I think we still Feral Rage, to be honest. But we might Aquatic Form first, just because of the fact that the majority of our deck is lower cost. But this also lets us stack this to the top of the deck. I don't really want to use Feral Rage if I don't have to, because I would like to use it as a removal tool, to be honest. For example, if they summon Helia. Helia is a great, great reason. Cross Plague. Azshara stays at the top of the deck. Can't reshuffle our deck that well now, can you, game? Oh. Eonar. Actually, Eonar could be really, really helpful this game. The reason I say this is because Eonar could heal us to full, also allowing us to refill our mana crystals. There's a few different options that we can use. And then the 5/5 that she summons is a little bit of increased survivability also. Moonbeam. Alright, so I don't necessarily want to use anything this turn. I think we're just going to hero power and go face. I think next turn we'll probably use Nourish to gain either 2 mana or draw 3. Plague DK isn't the fastest deck in the world. I mean, it can be kind of fast, but they're going to draw in our card. It's interesting that they're worried about positioning here when we're Druid, and I don't think there's anything that would make them worry about that. Alright, let's gain 2 mana crystals. We're up to 8. And just go face. Oh, man, I really do wish we had that innovate still. Okay. How do we want to do this? Okay, we might want to use Horn of the Ancients just to see. Okay, Glug isn't technically what I need to see, but it's close. Man, that is sure trading on our expectations right about now. Okay. Eonar allows us to live for one more turn as long as we don't draw into a bunch of plagues. And it doesn't look like we are. We might have actually been able to OTK them now that I'm thinking about it with the cards that we do have in our hand. I can't honestly remember how many minions that we've had died so far. Oh man, that is not going to be good for us. Well, at least we got the full heal out of Eonar. Would have loved to be able to get more. I actually thought about maybe making a deck using like cover artists to get additional copies of Eonar just to have like full heal after full heal after full heal. I don't think that's necessarily like, ooh, Life Finder is interesting. All right, well, let's discount everything. If we had the other solar eclipse, I would be not too afraid of using this. I'm trying to math this out in my head. Oh, I forgot Glug's things were in the pool. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, if we had one more mana. If we hadn't drawn into that. No. If we had not drawn into that one Cross Plague, we would have been fine. We would have had it. Oh no. Okay. Well, I mean, there goes our board. Maybe we should have used Natural Causes last turn. Oh no. It doesn't actually matter what order we did it there. Okay, Unholy Plague. Come on, I just need to draw into the one solar eclipse. Oh, let's eclipse them out of this game. And this isn't going to be a natural end for you. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, across the 20 games I played with the deck, it had a 50% win rate, but that may or may not have been because of what I was facing. Against matchups where the deck was a lot more fast-paced, this deck had a much lower success rate. Loken Warlock or Control Priest, this deck is the perfect counter for both of them. You have an opportunity to do so much face damage in a single turn, it isn't even funny. And we do have one of the best survivability tools that have been introduced to any class in a long time in the form of Eonar. Overall, if you're looking for something a little bit more unique, this is the perfect deck for you. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.